Hey guys. Alright, so this mission, we have to go and meet up with a bunch of MiG-21s in front of us. They're just flying in a circle along the coast. Then, we will fly in formation, meet up with some Su-25Ts that are up ahead to our right, and fly over to an AO. The Su-25Ts are tasked with taking out some SAM sites and AAA sites, basically just anti-aircraft threats. And we are tasked with providing support for them in order to maintain air superiority. A bunch of MiG-21s are going to show up and try to ruin the party. Now, this sounds like a standard run-of-the-mill kind of mission, and in certain ways it is. However, fuck this mission in the ass. I had to do this mission over several times, and it has failed every single time. The biggest issue here is that the Su-25s keep getting shot down by the SAMs that they are trying to kill. So it's not even that the MiG-21s are out there and they're killing them and I'm failing to do my job as an air superiority fighter. It's that they are failing at their own job. It has nothing to do with me. These AI are fucking terrible. But you know what pisses me off even more? Is the fact that something like this kept happening over and over again.
2. Engage my target. 2. Sally bandit, close box.
Protect the Su-25s.
2. Box 3. 2. Contact bearing 346.21.
That's right. My very own wingman is shooting down the Frogfoots that we are supposed to protect. This is just fucking insanity. Oh god. And this happened over and over and over again. And I even tried in this mission to select a target and tell him fire on my target. And he still fucking shot the Frogfoot. So my solution to this conundrum, if you will, is to no longer fly in formation with the other guys and instead fly out in front of them. That way I can tell my wingman to shoot at the bandits in front of us, and he will hopefully no longer team kill our only friendlies. The other issue that you're faced with here is that although you are up against MiG-21s, they are there in superior numbers. It should still not be a big problem, but the missiles absolutely suck. So firing at medium range is just not acceptable. Usually at 15 nautical miles you can fire and it has a pretty decent chance of killing a target. However, just like less than 20% of all the missiles fired at medium or long range just even get remotely close to hitting their targets. It's horrible. And I did not want to use Scat's missile mod because that would just make things a little bit too easy. And the AI does not have updated DLZ files, or basically their shoot queues updated for their more superior missiles, so they still fire at incredibly close ranges. So I stayed without the missile mod for the time being to make things a little bit more interesting. Thus, my solution for this was to lock two targets fire at two at the same time and fly low beneath them, because, you know, MiG-21s, they can't see anything unless it's basically at their nose level or higher, so if you force them to go low, it limits their ability quite severely. Okay, so here I can actually tell my guy to engage bandits. Everybody that is friendly is behind us. Thank fuck for that. So hopefully he will divert the attention away from me for a little while I can get a little bit closer and make sure that I can get kills. And now we'll launch well within 10 miles to ensure a hit. Okay, so I am still here with 3 bags for this first engagement. It's fine, we can deal with that. We're already within shoot queue, but we are gonna get quite a bit closer here to ensure that we can get these kills, right? The jammer's on, and they still haven't spiked me so far on the RWR, just have their nails, so far so good. Till right about now, which is time to fire. 2 missiles are off, and time to bank away. Alright, that's 3 down. out of 4, I think. And look at that. All our friendlies have arrived, just in time.
Southern SA-9 Abkhazian cap neutralized.
Okay, it looks like that was 4 out of 4. Good.
Overlord copies. Maintain air superiority until Uzi completes their mission. Springfield, we are tracking another flight of Abkhazian Migs taking off from Sukhumi. ETA 3 minutes.
Okay, so this part's a little bit sketchy. The problem is that we have a 4th ship of MiG-21s inbound again. Unfortunately, they are flying from their side of the riverbank. If you see that river, it's actually everything to the left of it is hostile, everything to the right should be friendly. The issue is that if they do manage to get over here and you wait for them until they get close to the river, you will be fighting them on their side of the territory, where all the SAMs, the Strelas, the SA-6s, Tunguskas, and all that jazz is there shooting at you at the same time. It's unfavorable. And probably some of them are going to squeeze right on through and they will kill the Su-25Ts. So what I tried doing over here is going out towards the Black Sea and flying so that there's no SAM shooting us from underneath, and engaging these guys on our own terms. The funny thing there is he fired outside of his DLZ, because I'm still not in queue to fire. But whatever, if it keeps the enemy busy, then that's fine with me. Since we are flying over the ocean, it is best to fire down up. If the missile has to travel down towards the ocean, the reflections from it are actually going to make it even worse than what the missiles are currently in TCS. So fly low and shoot up if possible. And again, these are MiG-21s, so we can comfortably get close. We are within 5.0 miles now, so fire away and we can visually acquire the next guy. These missiles are going pitbull immediately after leaving the rail, so we don't need to keep track of the missiles. They're doing all the work for us immediately, except for that one. That one, I think, went after the chaff. And can't see shit. So I actually had to get stupid close, just in case. Boom. There in the background, you also heard another Frogfoot dying to their own stupidity, and they're just dropping like flies. It's horrible. Like I said, it has nothing to do with these aircraft. They're just dying to the SAMs. Okay, at this point, I turn my radar and point it towards our friendlies and see if anybody has squeezed themselves through and made it over there, but it looks clear. There's no enemies over there, so I confirm on radar that they are dying to the SAMs.
Overlord Springfield, Abkhazian Migs are down. Northeastern SAM site is offline.
Okay, so it does sound like the Frogfoots are making some progress over there and continuing to kill the SAMs, which is extremely pleasing to me. Okay, so my plan here, because this is as far as I've ever made it, is to fly back and keep providing cap for our guys. So I'm back towards the AO, and I try and ask AWACS for some help, but he never does reply to me, which is great. But from the looks of my radar, it kind of looks like they are turning to the right and heading back. There's no more pew-pew going down here in front of me, and look at that, the radar sweep is clean in front of us. And by the looks of the F10 map, because I just had to check, in DDO it does look like they are flying south. We have 2 Frogfoots and 2 more MiG-21s that are still alive. So my figure is, did they succeed? That's a whole lot of SAMs still left alive. I'm thinking maybe, hopefully, maybe?
Springfield GAF forces report they have sustained excessive damage and are withdrawing from the combat area. Disengage and return to base. This operation is a failure.
Yep, exactly as I feared. The Frogfoots have once again failed to do their jobs, and I somehow am to blame here. So, yeah, fun times. This is like the 5th time I did this mission. So, in the back of my mind, I did everything I was supposed to do, and then some. So, I considered it pretty much a success from my point of view. Now, you do see that there are some 29 spikes about our 2 o'clock, 2:30. But at this point, I'm thinking, I have like 1 AIM-120 left. There's no more fuel, so I'm going to dump my 2 externals. I still have 1 centerline. I've been flying with all 3 tanks on board so far. Since the mission is technically a failure, let's just fly back home, right?
Springfield, we have new contacts. A group of 3 Su-27s is approaching the Abkhazian-Russian border, vectoring towards Uzi.
Thinking about it and thinking about it, I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, 1 AIM-120, let's go, balls deep. Okay, so we've been flying over the Black Sea for a while now, and we just managed to burn through their jammers. And it looks like we're up against Sukhoi 27s. Fun, fun, fun. I only have 1 AIM-120 left, and I'm gonna need to guns the other 2, so I'm gonna use my wingman as much as I can, even if it kills him, to try and take the pressure off of me as much as possible. Okay, so I fired, but I also noticed that there's a missile inbound. There is no missile warning, so it's gotta be an IR shot. I already popped some flares and chopped the throttle. The missile's already gone stupid. So, now to re-engage and bring this in for guns, I hope. Splash 1, 2 to go. Wingman is down, but he's served his purpose. Once again, that was a missile launch, no missile warning. It's gotta be IR, chop the throttle, pop some flares. Easy peasy. Okay, so here I did something pretty stupid. I knew I was struggling very hard to maintain speed, and I needed to dump those external fuel tanks, which is why I lost sight of the target. And Now, I'm kind of tumbleweed. I don't know where he is, but you don't want to fly straight. Just keep turning. Oh, yeah, there you go. Just missed the missile because he fired way too close. So I got lucky there, to be honest. But that allows me to get right up behind him and basically take my time for the shot. Just don't panic. Take your time. And you will get this kind of shot here. Obviously, if that was a player, he would have made that a whole lot more difficult. AI, you know, are only as good as they can be. So, there's that, but still, you know, a little bit enjoyable. And that was a long, lonely flight back home since my wingman did die in that engagement. I expected no less. Decided to do a little bit of low-level flight since there's actually a high traffic count enabled for this mission. Not sure why, but it definitely doesn't help with the FPS drops. And the airfield's over just to our left. We still have plenty of fuel and everything else. And that was it for this mission. One of the most frustrating experiences I've had so far with this campaign, and I highly do not recommend it. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed and you might have learned something from this. What to do and probably what not to do. I'll see you guys in the next and final mission of this campaign.